Hey everyone, Caleb with the Antique Book Collective, and today I'm getting to you guys with this little box set right here. So this box set, it has 2 books, and then it actually has a little bonus pamphlet inside of it that I sold it for. And it is not really a book that you'd expect to sell, especially not when you'd expect to see a lot of during your time selling books. So this one, it is a biographical directory of the South Dakota legislature. Doesn't that sound fun? So it's interesting though. So this box set, I mean, it is quite pretty, and it is actually celebrating the first century that the state of South Dakota was a state in the Union. So this is between 1889 all the way to 1989. So 100 years, and every single book, both books actually, they're all full of every single person that was a member of the legislature of South Dakota over all the years. So I'm just going to show you guys that real quick So as you can see, it just has little photos of every single one of them and a little bit about them. And it even looks like the text that they used is like typewriter text, you know? It's a cute little old book, but I mean, it's definitely not something that I would see most people buying. So when I bought this book, I actually was like, oh, there's no way anyone's going to buy this outside of the state of South Dakota. And the reason why I thought that was this is just such a specific thing that very few people would be interested in it. Maybe a couple people in DC that might be buying it because they're from South Dakota, or maybe someone from anywhere else that might be from South Dakota and like it, but I would think only someone who is like politically minded would really be interested in it at all. And the extra little thing that came with this box set when I bought it is a little self-guided tour of the South Dakota State Capitol building. So that, I'm sure, was not the selling feature of this thing. It's not too exciting, just a few pages basically doing the whole tour, so you don't have to get bothering anyone. So it's like, oh, that's neat. Probably got it for free, the people that bought this thing, but I mean, it's still a cool thing to have. But yeah, this little slipcase, the box set, it's an interesting thing, and I really wanted to share with you guys some of the lessons that you can learn from this. For me, I've been doing this business long enough that I knew that this would sell. I knew that I'd get a pretty good price for it as well, because when you have something like this, it's going to be rare just because it's only for such a small area. It's only going to be for a few people, you know, so they're only going to print out, say, 1 million of them, whereas a normal book, they might print off 100 million of them. And because of the rarity of it, it's going to be worth a little bit more. Now, of course, the size of your market is going to be a lot less, since they only are going to be really people from South Dakota, and South Dakota is not the biggest state out there, but it can definitely drive a good value. And when I was buying this book, I believe the lowest I saw anyone selling it for was like $85. The highest was, I'd say, probably like $250. And for me, I ended up trying to sell it for $65. I ended up just accepting an offer just today. Today is the 29th of September. This video is going to be dropping later. But I just accepted this thing, and I accepted it for $50. So $50 for this it's not the best value thing that I've ever done. I mean, it's not the most profitable, but it still was some very good money. I mean, I'm never going to say no to $50 of money, you know? And what kind of profit am I looking at on this? So once you lose eBay fees, and then I also did a promoted listing fee on this one. So I think I did like 4.3% or something like that. So I lose that much. And then I also paid $4 for this set of books as well. So we're looking at I think according to my eBay app, I have like $41 or something like that left for profits for paying off the book and for shipping. So once that's all spent, I probably am going to walk away with a little over $30 or a little under $30 of profit for this book, which is not amazing, as I said, but it's definitely some fun money. It's some good money. And I mean, when you have enough other books, also selling it definitely makes it a lot more worthwhile and a lot more worth your time. Something that I have noticed, however, though, is a lot of these more collectible books and a lot of the high value books that I have, I think I've mentioned this in another video, or I will be mentioning it. Something that I've noticed, though, is a lot of these high-value collectible items are losing their value very quickly with the recession or depression, whatever we're falling into. I'm in the field of, I think it could be a depression, but the thing is, some people might not say that because they always change the definitions of things. So the original definition of a depression was like a whole year of being in recession. It becomes a depression after that, but there's more technical things, and now there's new definitions to things, all that sort of stuff. But when all that stuff happens, people stop buying collectibles. So I'm actually sort of shocked that this one ended up selling, especially as quickly as it sold. So I bought this set of books back in March, about midway through March, and right now I'm making this video at the end of September, so I had this set of books for just barely over 6 months. And yeah, I know that might sound like a little bit of time, especially if you're brand new to the business, but if you do this business for a while, you do have some books that you hang on to for a lot longer than other ones. For me, I actually have another video either coming out or it just came out, and it is actually talking about some of my worst books that I've had. I've had 3 books for 4 years. I didn't even know that I had, I knew that 2 of the books were old, and I didn't know they were this old, and then the third one I actually did know was as old as it was, because I bought it. It was like one of my first ones that I bought, so I thought that was a little bit interesting and fun, but I just relisted those. Hopefully they're going to sell soon, but besides that, all my other books are like a year and younger of what I've had them for, because I do have a pretty good turnover on books. So 6 months, I know it might not sound like it's the fastest, but that's about the average, I'd say, for a lot of my books, because I sell so many of them rather quick, and then I have several that take a whole year until they sell. It's really weird. It goes all over the board. It depends on the book, depends on the market, all that sort of stuff, but that's something that can be worthwhile for you guys to keep in mind. So back to what I was saying though, I was trying to sell this for $65, and if you remember, I said the lowest one that I saw when I listed was about $85, so I was undercutting the market as it was, and the $85 one, I don't even think it had a slipcase with it. It definitely didn't have the extra little pamphlet. It wasn't really the best one out there, but I was like, I want to make sure that this book sells. I knew back then that the economy was it was basically going down the pooper back then, you know. You had the warning signs. I even did a video on it shortly after March, I believe. And I was like, hey guys, so things are happening, you know. And because I knew this was coming, I made sure that I was pricing my things to make sure that I could sell as many things as I could before it all happened, before I had to start cutting prices to make sure that stuff sold. So with all that said and done though, I just really wanted to share with you guys my fun little success with this little box set. And I also wanted to say that I'm going to be doing another video on box sets in the near future, because box sets, guys, like, not only do they look really classy, like you get some books inside of a box set or a slipcase, whatever you want to call it. Whenever you get something like this, like, it looks classy, so it's like cool to have. But in addition to that, there's actually some really, really good money to be had in these particular books, in the box set books and books with slipcases, all that sort of stuff. Not always, but I find more often than not, books that come in a slipcase, especially antique ones, will be worth at least $20, which makes it a buy for most people. And I find that the average from what I've seen and what I've gone through would probably be more akin to like $40 on average. Like anything that I get in a slipcase that is an old book, I find it's an average of at least $40. Of course, I have found some that are a lot actually that are on the $20 end of things, but I've also found quite a few that are on a much higher tier than that. So with all that said and done, I hope this video helped. I hope it inspires you guys to buy a few books that you think might not sell, because they might end up selling, especially if it's something this specific, could be worth a lot of money as well. So hope that helps. Be sure to check out one of my other videos, be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.